this program, viewer discretion is advised.
Shockwave! Snort a poopa scuba! Me and my monkey! The longest parsec! Roll Tide, Kiwi Chow, roll Tide, brother! Hey y'all, it's the Lady Arwen Avalon. Jill Powers, the River Daughter. D-Day Ronnie D. Tyrannus Cygnus. It's time to wake the neighbors, boys, with Southern Viking. He's the mad doctor of Valhalla, the immortal Ghost Rider, and a whole lot of tacos. The alien of aliens of Roville. Project Cambrian. Puddle Jumper. The Muppet from Another Puppet Show back, TJC. Juliet. Muppisto's movie reviews. There's a whole lot of cotton from the Cotton Ministries. And a whole lot of shit from Shit Mama. Oogly moogly, it's positive Candor. Good morning, Pacific. Why is my camera all screwed up? What in the shit? It's like my head's cut off. Oh no! What in the hell? What in the holy hell is that? What is wrong with the damn camera? There we go. There we go. There we go. Holy crap. What happened there? All right. Well, that's better. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Pacific 414. What's up, brother? That was odd. Justice Darth Arlena over on the Rumbles. What is up, Jesters Darth Arlena? Good morning. We've got Boosh McFadden. Boosh, what's up, brother? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Holy crap. How's everybody going? How is everybody doing? Holy shit. Walter, what is up, Walter? Good morning, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you. Holy crap. Everything's a little off today. Well, that makes sense. But everything's always a little off, isn't it? That's the way it always works, isn't it? Olds Gamers 72 Cutlass coming in hot with a Loki's Mornings of Mischief membership. That membership has gone to American Patriots pad. What is up, American Patriot? You've gotten a membership gifted to you from Olds Gamers 72 Cutlass for Loki's Mornings of Mischief. Thank you so very much, brother. You are keeping the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. And speaking of fire, let's get things started off nice and toasty. Skull! That was the scene at the federal government this morning. I'm just kidding. We're not gonna. I'm not doing politics this morning. Holy crap! Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Thank you again Thank you again, Olds Gamer, brother. You guys keep those memberships, and we're gonna have a membership stream really soon. It should be next Monday. So strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen, and let's get ready for a membership stream. If you've never been to a membership stream, come on up. You can come up on the panel. We can talk. We get to hang out for an hour, and they're usually pretty fun. We usually have a good time. Loki, are you ever going to get back to the movie watch party thing? Yes, if people are interested and want to participate. The last one of those we did, I'm not sure whether it was Predator. I can't remember what movie we did, which was the last one. But I know that was some point last year. And it ended up me being on the panel talking for like an hour about the movie solo. I don't think anybody popped on. I know we had a couple of folks watch it, but nobody popped on afterwards. So if you guys are interested, if you are a member and you are interested in bringing back movie night once a month, we will do that on a membership stream. Instead of just hanging out and talking, we'll watch a movie, and then you guys can come up and we'll talk about the movie. Talk about what you liked. You can talk about what you didn't like. You can give it a rating. We can do whatever. So it's totally up to you. They're cutting off my USAID SEAL fund. Well, Snorty, we'll get you more seals, bro. Those seals, you don't want those seals anyway. They were stamped with the rainbow. You don't want those seals anyway. They don't taste good. It might have been Conan. I don't know. I know I want to go back through the older movies. I really do, because I love, like, Thing from Another World. Okay, it is the Thing, but it's the black and white version. It's the radio one. It's like radio editor, whatever it is. Radio House. I can't remember who the hell made it, but absolutely wonderful movie. It's not John Carpenter's The Thing. It's the black and white version. I'd love to watch that again. I'd love to watch Forbidden Planet again. This Island Earth. There's all these old movies that I would love to rewatch and get your guys' opinion on what you think and whether you like it or not. Puddle Jumper with a $5 super chat. Thank you, my friend. He said, I just saw the thing from the new Final Fantasy. God. Fantastic Four. What in the Mordor is that? CGI peaked in the 2000s. I'm not gonna, I won't cover it because Marvel sold out. They absolutely sold Disney out, and they did it for money. Disney said, we've got a moral responsibility to lead the charge in this whole thing, and they did it for money. And all of that has become more and more apparent, and will become more and more apparent. Everything I've said over the last 4 years is all coming out to be true. They paid these people. They paid Hollywood to promote this. They paid Hollywood to transform itself. They paid Hollywood all their paychecks. Does anybody remember when Alec Baldwin and the Rush shooting thing happened? They were making that movie for free. It was on your tax dollars. That's why he was so absolutely against housing the crew there, because that would have come out of his own pocket. So instead of the government paying for the movie to be made, and they don't have to have anything to do with it. Oh, it's free money. As long as we spend it real quick, it's free money. It's $1.5 million worth of free money. So as long as we get through that and we push the film out, it's a free movie to make, and we've all made free money. He wanted it done, and he wanted it done right then. And that's why they pushed it. That's why they rushed it. That's why they wanted to get it complete, because they were all going to make a return on an investment they didn't have to make. The money was just given to them. Everything I have said is coming out, and boom, 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 the dominoes are falling. They told these companies, Disney, they told them all, you have a moral and ethical responsibility to weigh in on these social and political events because you're in the best position, because you are a corporation, because you've made billions of dollars. It's your ethical and moral responsibility to do this, do what we want. And guess what they did? They signed on the dotted line, and they did it. Look at where Target is. Does anybody know what's happening to Target? Their shareholders are suing them. Why are their shareholders suing them? Because they intentionally tanked the business. They brought in all this DEI crap. They had onesies with tuck pouches. They had all this shit happen. And you know what happened? People turned away from Target. People didn't want to go back to Target. People were like, you know what? I'm done with Target. I had to go and get my phone looked at the other day. AT&T stores right across the street from Target. I had like an hour and a half where I couldn't really go that far. Could have gone to Target. Didn't go. I love going and looking at movies. I absolutely love going and looking at movies, walking through electronics, looking at stuff. That's like, I mean, that's peak Loki walking through a store. Is you're going to find me in the DVD section, the Blu-ray section, the 4K section, which they don't even really have anymore. They've got more like adult toys on the back aisle than they do movies. Answer me that. Why? Because physical media is being pushed out. Physical media is being pushed out. Why is it being pushed out? Because they consider it a waste. They don't want them making discs anymore. They don't want them making cases anymore. They don't want them doing any of this. So they're being pushed to get rid of physical media. Guess what? Physical media is going to stay around because people like to shop and go movie shopping and do this shit. That's what they like to do. Yes, we've got... No, not those kind of adult toys, Matt. Not those kind. They've got like, you know, like the 89 Batmobile that costs like $200, and they've got all that shit. Because it's right across. So you've got like kids toys, you've got Legos and Transformers and G.I. Joes, then you've got movies. Then behind that, you've got this big wall that has grown up stuff. That's like, you know, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 2-packs and stuff that little kids aren't going to go and spend $60 on. Those are made for adults. Those are pushed towards adults. Those are sold to adults. I know I did. It's my fault. No, not those kind of adult toys. Oh my God. Good morning, everybody. It's good to be here. And every day is a gift. Remember that. Don't ever forget that. Every single day is a gift. So take it like one. Don't take it like, oh, well, I've got to live my life like this because someone told me I have to. Dave Bob, who's been a member for 52 months. When you're winning, celebrate. America is winning. Absolutely. And you're finding out all these little programs, all this little stuff is absolute BS and baloney and horsepucky, and that they were told they had to do this. They all signed the agreement. Why? Because all businesses had to be unified. Censoring on YouTube, all part of this. Censoring on other platforms, all part of this. Censoring on the internet, all part of this. Why? Because this has been their underground little movement to take control of what you enjoy and what you like, under the guise of it's got to be culturally appropriate. We've got to own the chuds. We have to teach them a lesson. You have to have so many of these people. You don't believe me? Go watch their own bullshit. Pull up the DNC bullshit where they were sitting there talking about how, oh, we have to have 2 by 2 by 2. What do you mean 2 by 2 by 2? Well, we have to have 2 men. We have to have 2 women, and then we have to have 2 others. Excuse me? What? Oh, it all has to be evened out. So you don't want the best person for the job. Well, that's not, no, wait. No, we want the best. No, you don't. No, you don't. When you're on the, oh, well, it all has to be eveny, Steveny, that's not looking for the best. That's looking for you who you think are going to fill your little spots. What is up? The little penguin sheriff, Punk Waddle, good morning. That's all it is. That's all it's been. That's all that's been going on. It all goes back to this same bullshit. And you know what? I'm tired of watching the things I love, the things I care about, be absolutely sacrificed like a damn virgin on the altar of it's gotta be this way. We can't have fun anymore. Nope. White folks need not apply, the racist sons of bitches. I'm sick of this. I'm absolutely sick of this. And you're sick of it too. What have we lost? What have we lost? In Good Morning, where'd he go? I don't know. There he is. Hold on. Good morning, Cap. Hope you're doing well, brother. How much of your shit that you loved has been sacrificed like this? Okay, and I'm not talking about, yeah, you can sit there and be like, oh, Star Wars Loki, Star Trek Loki. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about the things that were obviously just shit down the toilet and went poo-doo. I'm talking about the stuff that you never saw coming. Halo, for one. When they did the Halo series, I was like, man, it is about time. Let's get it on. And then I saw what they were doing, and I was like, this is just trash. It's absolute trash. And we get together and we get talked about it. And what do we get called? We get called racist for not liking Mrs. Mullet. We get called sexist for not liking Hot Pocket. We get called all this bullshit because we don't like the characters that they did. We don't like the fact that they screwed up Keys. How can Keys die when he never left? It's all nonsense and it's all BS. Keys doesn't die on Reach. Keys dies on Halo. How do I know that? Because I've been playing the game since they came out. It's the reason I bought an Xbox. It's the reason I own a damn original OG see-through green Xbox in the damn box up here on the shelf. Because it is the reason why I went with Microsoft in the first place. I loved Halo. I absolutely loved Halo. What have we lost? We've lost these stories. Mass Effect. Hyper Andromeda was off the charts. Then Anthem happened. Then we all saw what BioWare was slowly turning into. Why? Because they had a little snotty little brat, a brat called Anita Sarkeesian that went in there and told them how they had a moral responsibility and that they were going to be held to that responsibility. I swear she's a middleman for bullshit. She's one of the mouthpieces that was paid off and rose to prominence because of all of this. She goes in there and says, you can't do this. You can't have nice looking women in the game. You can't have this. You can't have that. Mass Effect is it's all but a dead brand. James Bond. How do you screw up James Bond? A cool spy, going on adventures, meeting beautiful women, striking fear into the hearts of the bad guys. And what do they turn that into? What are they turning into? A play on social, political, blah, blah, blah. He's riding bitch on the back of a Vespa in a pink helmet. Let that sink in. You might not think that's like, did they really do that, Loki? Yes, they really did that in the last movie. Before they killed him. Now, you can say what you want about Daniel Craig. You can be like, well, Loki, I never liked him anyway. Oh, well, Loki, I never really dug what he was doing in the James Bond character anyway. That's fine. They put the motherfucker bitch on a Vespa. What is bitch? That means he's sitting in the back. He's holding on to the little oh shit bar in the back behind him in a pink helmet while she drives him around. Period, girl. Do you know what they filmed for that James Bond movie? And you can look this up yourselves. I called it. It's on one of these shows. Go back 4 years and you'll find it. She walked into M's office. They filmed this and they bragged about filming this and talking about it. And they weren't brave enough to leave it in the movie. They cut it. Whereas she's standing in front of M and he is telling her about the original 007, he pops out her tampon in the middle of the scene in M's office. She reaches up into her skirt, pops out her tampon, and throws it in the trash bin, throws it in M's trash bin to show I am woman, hear me roar, and the disrespect for the patriarchy because M's her boss and M's a dude. Yeah, Soul Assassin remembers. Pepperidge Farm sure as shit remembers. And they just thought this was the bee's knees. It was going to be great. It was going to catch fire. It was going to be the new bra burning moment. This was going to be the new bra burning, is to go into your boss's office, and while he's talking to you, pop a tampon out and throw it in his trash bin in his office. This was the new bra burning moment. They talked about this in interviews. They talked about how great of an idea it was. The actress was like, oh, well, really, it was my idea because we were standing there and I was like, well, what if we do something smashing? What if while I'm standing there listening to M, I become uncomfortable because it's not right. So I just reach in, pull it out, and throw it in the trash bin. And then right in front of him, to show that I'm not like the other 007. I'm not kidding. This is not a joke. I am not making this shit up. This was in all the interviews. This was the new bra burning shit. This is what they've done to James Bond. A series I absolutely love. A series I absolutely will watch over and over and over again. And I'm not just talking about Casino Royale. I'm talking about going all the way back. Why? Because I grew up watching those movies. Sean Connery, kicking ass, taking names. Not as much Roger Moore, but Sean Connery all the time. Dr. No, From Russia with Love, Goldfinger, Thunderball. You name it, we watch it. Even Never Say Never Again, which you can sit there and consider not a James Bond movie or a James Bond movie or a theme on a James Bond movie or a remake of another James Bond movie. Because technically it was a remake of Thunderball that they called Never Say Never Again. Because he said, I'll never come back and do another one. Diamonds Are Forever, great movie. I grew up watching these films. I grew up loving these films. And look what they've done to my boy. Look what they've done to my boy. He's riding bitch on the back of a Vespa. Who's driving? The chick who put her tampon out in M's office and threw it in the bin. I'll throw it in the bin. I'm so excited because I'm going to throw it in the bin. I could just be standing there next to his desk and throw it in the bin. This is where we're at. Sean Connery was the shit. Absolutely. And why? Because politics had to enter Hollywood. Why? Because they were getting your tax dollars. They were getting free money. You know what's funny? I got told yesterday, before all the USAID shit, I got told, what was the hottest movie 10 years after you were born? That movie is what your 2025 is going to be like. Batman 89. Batman 89 was the hottest movie 10 years after I was born. It was number one. It was the biggest movie. And I started thinking, hubba, 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 money, money, money. Who do you want? Me? I'm giving away free money. And where is the Batman? He's at home, washing his tights. Why do I say that? Because there's your problem. Free money. Hey, we can get free money. We can do all this. We just have to follow the rules, and we have to follow what they want us to do. And what do they want us to do? They want us to push this agenda. They want us to push this shit. Isn't it amazing how more kids in Hollywood than anywhere else come out and flip genders and do all this shit that they're doing? More so than anywhere else in the United States. Hollywood. Why? Because they're sacrificing their children on the altar of this. That's why. This is why they were so crazy during the coup and why they could get away with anything they wanted. How many times did you see that? How many times did you see, oh, well, they were making this movie and they had this giant party and they didn't have to wear any of the stuff because they were producing the movie. They weren't vital. It wasn't a vital industry. They didn't get shut down, did they? They got threatened to get shut down if they didn't get with the program. They got threatened. That's why Tom Cruise has that whole thing. You've got that whole thing on tape. of him going after that guy and absolutely roasting his balls because he knew anybody gets out of line, anybody does anything, anybody goes against the shit that they're talking about, we will be shut down. Why? Because right now they own us. The United States government owns them. Ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? Something I say to all my prey. I just like the sound of it. Bridge over the River Kwai. Absolutely badass movie. They've sold out. They've entered into a deal and they've sold out. It's not about teaching you. It's not about silencing you. It's about the money. It always comes back to the money, doesn't it? That's what it always comes back to, is the almighty dollar. Loki, we can't even have historical figures anymore. No, you can't, because those are bad. Why are those bad? Because they can't control the things that these people said and the things that they stood for. Well, make that make sense, Loki. Make that make sense. Look, here's the deal. Those actors, like the Duke, how many people talk about John Wayne anymore? How many people bring up John Wayne? Why? Because he was an absolute total patriot. Okay? He went to the federal government about the communists and the Reds that were in Hollywood and said no, you can't sit there and be against America and do movies and have access to all this stuff. You know what happened? One of those guys that believed in socialism and believed it was the way and believed that was the way things should be wrote Spartacus. And because of that, they kind of got welcomed back into the fold. They got brought back in. They were allowed to come back because they had this huge hit. And what did Hollywood need? Hollywood needed huge hits. They needed sold out theaters. They need tickets flying off the shelf so they could make more of their movies. John Wayne was boss. He was an absolute boss. Why don't they bring that up? Because he was pro-American. And he didn't just say it. He lived it. See, there's a difference between saying it and living it. John Wayne hated commies. Absolutely hated him. Why? Because America, he was proud to be an American. He absolutely was. You want to get nuts? Come on. Let's get nuts. And that's where I'm at. That is where I am at this year. I want to get a little nuts. I'm not talking about politics. I'm not talking about any of this bullshit. There's so much shit happening so fast. More has happened in the past 2 weeks than have happened in the past 4 years. There's going to be 1 million people talking about this. This was huge. That's why I said the FAA thing yesterday was absolutely positively huge. There's going to be lawsuits. There's already lawsuits starting. It's going to happen with the FAA. It's going to happen with Target. It's going to happen with these companies that have been doing discriminatory bullshit for the past 10 years because they signed that little piece of paper and they signed their right to say no away under the guise of it's your moral and ethical responsibility to sign this piece of paper because you're all multimillionaires and you have to give back. Huge. It's going to be huge. And you're going to see everybody talking about it. I want something better. I want this to be done. And if in the next 17 months they can done it and stick a fork in it and stop it, it's exactly what we asked for. You can say you can be on whatever side of the aisle you want to be on. But you can't sit there and say, after knowing all this, after finding all this out, After all the shades have been pulled back, you can't sit there and say, I want all this shit out of my entertainment, but I want to keep it all happening behind the scenes. You can't say that. You can't sit there and say, I want freedom of speech when they're censoring you. YouTube is part of that agreement. YouTube signed that piece of paper. Google did as a whole. Google signed it as a whole. We support this. We are on board with this. They let the government into their systems and let them hand out strikes and warnings and takedowns and shut people's channels off. You open the door, you're just as responsible as they are. Anyone who sits there and said, well, we were forced, like Facebook, we were forced. No. They told you what they wanted, and you ended up opening the door. You let them in. When the coup was happening, you know what? Say what you want about whatever platform you want. Say you're pro YouTube, pro Rumble, pro whatever. Say what you want. Rumble wasn't taking videos down when people were talking about the coup. I hate their app. I hate their setup. They're like 10 years behind on everything. I hate how they do business. But you know what I don't hate? I don't hate the fact that they weren't taking people's channels down and taking people's videos down who were just talking about things and trying to figure out what the hell was going on. We as a people all over the world were told, you can't talk about this, you can't discuss this, and you can only trust MSM. That's it. That's all you can trust is MSM. Don't listen to anybody else. Don't listen to your family unless they're telling you to get the coup shot. Don't listen to your friends unless they're telling you you have to comply. Don't listen to anybody else. And if they try and tell you, we will do our best to silence them. That is what we dealt with during the coup. And people got pissed and people got upset and people got channels taken down. People gave up. People walked away. People threw their hands up. People threw their hands up about YouTube and said, you know what? I'm just never going to stream over there again. I'm never going to do this. I'm never going to do that. You fight. What is the perfect example of that? And that's what Jolly's doing. That is what Snowdub is doing. He's fighting and he's saying, no, you might take me down for a week. You might demonetize me over here on YouTube, but I'm not going to stop until you kill the channel. No, I know a lot of people, they didn't get their channel killed. They just walked. They just done. And they went over to a platform that's 10 years older and they got stuck. Some people have been able to carve out a little niche, but a lot of people got stuck and just walked because they didn't want to rebuild everything all over again. Ords comes to mind of someone who had to rebuild everything again from scratch. And it had nothing to do with his content. It had nothing to do with anything he did. It had to do with someone else fucking around on the internet who thought something would be funny and his channel got nuked. No, I'm not kidding. Punkwaddle, they say acting is reacting. It's just that some people get so caught up in roll-to-roll mentality that real life is just a part-time role. That is nowhere more evident than YouTube and Rumble. The people you will meet. Because there are roles that people play. This is why I say all the time, just be you. Just be you. Punkwaddle. You know what? I've met Punkwaddle. I've hung out with Punkwaddle. I've talked with Punkwaddle. Guess what Punkwaddle is? Punkwaddle is exactly what you're going to meet in real life. Does he have a little furry penguin? Yes, but that's all him coming out in that penguin. It's all his heart. It's all him. There are people that are absolutely positively genuine. They give you who they are. Those are the people that are most hurt by bullshit too. And those are the people that get extremely frustrated when it's like, are you punishing me for this shit? Because I'm just being me. This person over here can act like a total and complete dumbass, walk out of their house with like a pop gun, shoot it up in the air, has to go to court, loses hundreds of thousands of dollars in court fees and lawyers and all kinds of crap. Why? Because they have no idea who they are. They're like 3-4 different people, and they have no idea how to act in public. That I can tell you for a fact. Why? Because they have to put on an act and they have to put on a show. And they're not used to doing that in public. They're used to doing that in their little room, in their little house, surrounded by their little walls, where they don't have to worry about anybody seeing them and going, you're not really like that, are you? There are some people that will act so tough online. Like, I mean, I'm going to take on all comers. And you meet them in real life and they're absolute squishy marshmallow. No offense, Arwen, at all. We all know she's a marshmallow. But she's a sweet, adorable marshmallow. Very few people do you get their authentic them. Well, I have done my very best to surround myself with authentic, wonderful people. Europium, you're getting what you get. I've known the guy for over a decade. You're getting what you get. Arwen Avalon, I've known her for like 3 years, 4 years now. You're getting what you get. That's absolutely Arwen. The airheadedness, all of it. Arlena, you're getting untapped rage, fury, and you're just getting Arlena. Daryl the Derelict, same way. You're getting Daryl. There is no ifs, ands, buts. DJ Ronnie G, you're getting DJ Ronnie G. The most authentic people are the most glorious fucking people you will ever meet in your life. This guy right here, with a rooster avatar, is the rooster in real life. I will take real over famous any day of the week. Why? Because real isn't trying to sell you something. When you come in here, I'm not trying to sell you on an idea. I'm not trying to sell you that I'm some Disney expert. I'm not trying to sell you a membership. I'm not trying to sell you a whole bunch of t-shirts. I'm not trying to sell you a whole bunch of bullshit. I just want to talk. I want to come up here for an hour and talk. I want to talk about what's bothering me. I want to talk about what's bothering you. I want to talk about what's bothering them. Arwen is an airhead? That's right. Shelly, too. Absolute, real, 100% authentic. It's funny how the majority of the Cotton Council are authentic people, even when they use puppets. They're absolutely 100% authentic, even in the Cotton. That's why I love the Cotton Connection so much, and that's why I love the Council so much. That's why I will always support Snowdub, because Snowdub is jolly. He's El Perro. He's all that. All of it. It's all coming from a place of creation and imagination, and that creativity just pours out, and you're like, damn, that's absolutely badass. This lady's the same way, except she doesn't have a puppet. She's got some of the craziest hair you will ever see. One day you'll pop in and it'll be like some like orange peach sherbet shit. Next day you pop in, it's top to bottom blonde. Next time it's redhead. You're like, my God, woman, how much hair do you have? But it's still her. Doesn't matter what the hair color is. Doesn't matter whether it's orange, blue, green, whatever. Please don't ever do blue, Arwen. Whatever it is, it's still her. I will take authentic over someone trying to sell me something any day of the week. Why? Because that authentic person, I'm going to get I'm going to get how they really feel. I'm going to get what they really mean. You want to talk about the government grifting? There are definitely grifters in this space, men and women. They want to sell you something. They want to sell you in this idea that I'm right, you're wrong, and everybody else has to follow in line. That's not the way it is. That's not the way it works. It's not how we do things. You be you. Be authentic. Be yourself. And if someone has a problem with that, it's the way it is. No skin off my ass. Someone wants to hide who they are. Someone wants to hide in the shadows. Someone wants to hide and act like, oh, everything's all peachy keen. By all means, do so. But when you get called out for what you are, don't bitch and moan. No one else is paying your tab. Elizabeth Young, who's been a member for 3 months, says, hey, remember, Warhammer 40K saying from the Iron Warriors, iron within, iron is strength, always. Thank you for being a member for the last 3 months, Elizabeth Young. It's your decision. Give people you or give people an imaginary you. I know one guy that would never do that. One guy who's going to give you everything, and he's going to give you books too. And that's Dega. Utmost total respect and awe for a Dega outlaw. My brother. Why? Because they told him to fold. Not many of you may know this, but when he was writing his books, he got picked up. He got picked up by someone who was going to publish his books, a publishing house. The editor, he was going back and forth with. He was going back and forth. And the editor did not want him to explain how this woman had trained, how she had fought, how she had bled, because none of that mattered. Just make her the way she is and don't worry about the explanation. He said, no, I want to take people on this journey. No, we don't need that. We don't need a journey of how they became badass. You just make them badass. You don't have to explain anything to anybody. Just do it. And he said, Loki, this woman, this editor is just on me about doing this. What do you think I should do? And I said, dude, it's your book. They wanted you. They came to you. You didn't go to them and say, hey, will you publish my book? They came to you. They wanted you. They wanted your book. They wanted to publish something you were writing. Why? Because they loved it. I said, screw this editor. If you got to go over the editor's head, go over the editor's head and stand up and say, screw you. And he goes, no, you're right. It's my work. It's not theirs. Damn right. You're damn right. Arwen, be safe. Be excellent. Don't wear too many wigs in the car, though. My God. Shelly, the cock in the hand are having a bromance. Oh, maybe. Arwen, drive safe. Take care. Be good, girl. Get a new editor. Get a new editor. Why? Because they asked you to come with them. And if it hadn't been for the coup, screwing everything up because they couldn't, they literally couldn't be in their offices. Remember this. Always remember this. While they're having parties out in California, while they're like, oh, well, we're Hollywood, so we're allowed. Let's film like this 2-hour scene where we are having a party and a get together and we'll call it work, when really all they wanted to do was have a hangout and a party and a get together on the company's dime. They were telling people you can't go into the office. You can't have more than one person in the office at a time. No more than one person can go in at a time. You're not essential, so you can't go into work. Never forget that. Hollywood, the administration. Anybody remember Nancy Pelosi? Remember Nerdrotic talking about how his wife's salon got shut down. They wouldn't let anybody in it. Nobody could be in it. Nobody can do anything. And then they opened up Nancy Pelosi's fucking spa day where she's walking around without a mask around people that work there. They opened it up and they brought it online just for her. Explain to me how that works. Why? Because they want to point the finger at everyone else and say they're privileged. White people are privileged, and then they want to go do that. I remember berries. Pepperidge Farm fucking remembers. It's fine. I don't care that you send there or not. Sugar and Spice at 6 o'clock tonight. Be there for Darth Arlena. And Arlena, send me the damn link. Send me the link to your channel. If you send me the link to your channel in like the next 12 minutes, I'll throw it up. I'll throw it up in the chat. And we'll see if we can get you some subscribers. I don't have it on hand. Or a wrench. If a wrench wants to go find it, you can find it. But this is what they did. This is how they manipulated the system. This is how they got away with it. Government bureaucracy are fighting to not go back to office to do real work. Yeah, because they have second jobs. And apparently that was not allowed in chat, Dave Bob. Because guess what? I've got it here. I've got his comment right here. It's not appearing in chat. Why is it not appearing in chat? It's over on live chat. That's funny that they didn't let anybody see that. Adega's got it right there. Boom. There we go. Armenian Empire. Thank you very much, Adega. Adega got it. Arlena. Thank you. Thank you very much, Adega. I'm going to pin that. So we're going to pin that. If you got time later today, 6 p.m. Central. Is it Central or is it probably like 5 my time? I don't know. Go over there and check. It'll be up on the site. And you can see it. Have fun. Why do you need to have fun? Because they have consistently tried to control what your fun is. The gaming industry is in FAFO right now. They are in fuck around, find out mode. They are in, guess what? This isn't going to go well. And they can scream chuds, they can scream gooner, they can scream whatever they want to. Guess what? A lot of the mouthpieces you've known over the past 10 years have been paid shills running their mouth to promote this agenda, to promote this bullshit. They've been lining their pockets with yes, man, 3 bags full. I will do whatever you tell me to do. Oh, you want me to talk about this today? We'll talk about it. Instead of just showing up and coming on, talking about tacos or some shit. They've been the paid talking mouthpieces of the United States government for this should all be okay and you shouldn't have any problem with it. OOPI, the ones who are in the Fed have a history of having a bit of a disconnect. Just look at what's going on. I love the one where the woman talked about having to have a pay cut to go back to the office due to driving, childcare, etc. What makes you people better? What makes you better than people who had to work the whole time? Exactly. And now you're finding out. Now you're going to find out. We are in the find out stage. We are past fuck around. Y'all done that. Y'all made asses of yourselves. You made asses of the industries you're in. You made the asses of Target. You made yourself look like dumbasses. Well, now you're in the find out stage. And there's going to be a lot of people that were like, we never wanted to do this. We were pushed. We were pressured. We were blah, 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 blah. We had to go along with it. Otherwise, they were gonna take us out. They were gonna remove us. They were gonna vote us out. They were gonna do this. Blah 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 blah. Now it's going to be excuse time. You've got to make the decision who you're gonna be like. You know what? I believe it. And who I don't. When I found out about a lot of the shenanigans that were going on in Japan, I was like, oh, well, that certainly opens the eyes of why some things have been the way they've been. How about Sony telling private companies, you have to have body type A and B, otherwise we will not release your game on our platform. That's a lot of money. Why do we have to do that? Why do we have to change this and make it type A and B? And this is what they are told. The American people will not stand for male-female anymore. It has to be type A or type B. If it's not, we can't release your game in America because the American people won't stand for it. Does that sound like something gamers in the US would say? Anybody? I'll wait while you figure that out. I mean, does that sound like anything a gamer would say? A gamer, you know? Does that sound like something they would say? No? Really? No? Really? No? No? They were threatened with negative media attention. Let the media do their slander and then sue the fuck out of them. Absolutely. Darth Arlena, Ubisoft selling Splinter Cell. So as far as I know, Ubisoft is gearing up to sell almost all of its old Tom Clancy products. Okay, with the exception of Rainbow Six. Why? Because that's their cash cow. That's still making them money. Even though they've tanked it. Even though they've like rainbow bullets and bullshit. That's still making them money. So it is going to be on the chopping block. Why? So other studios can go and make the games. Why? Because they can't afford to keep the properties anymore. Why? Because they fucked around and found out. Screw Sony, Elizabeth Young. I love PlayStation. I love PlayStation 2. There's a reason why I've got every PlayStation sitting on a shelf right there. I got the PS1 over here. I got a PS2. I got a PS3. I got a PS5. Unfortunately, I gave my PS4 away. So I had a Pro, but I gave that away. That was fun. I paid the price because I said no. So what makes you worthy of getting a reprieve when people like Ghost Rider were put out of jobs? There's a reason why it's Ghost Writer and not Writer. Because he was put out of a job. Because he wouldn't go along with it. He dared stand up and say, people aren't going to like this. And they said, out. Get out. Don't come back. The American people who hate America, offended by the flag, hell, they were burning the flag yesterday in California while they waved Mexican flags. Do you really think that's going to endear you to the American people, to watch you burn the American flag while you're waving the Mexico flag? Do you know what all that's going to do is? They're going to go, if that's how you feel, go back to Mexico. Racist, blah, 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 whatever. If you hate America that bad, leave. If you hate America so much that you're willing to burn the symbol of freedom in the world, leave. You're the one who's burning it. Loki, that's against your First Amendment. No. You burned it. You disrespect it. You pissed on it. You treated her ill. This red, white, and blue blanket that is wrapped around this country. You spoke ill of it. Go. Don't live here. If you live somewhere else and you want to talk shit about the United States, by all means. I'm not going to stop you. You're from Canada right now and you're pissed. That's fine. I understand. I get it. Want to boo the American national anthem at a hockey game? Go ahead. You don't live here. I would also say worry about your own shit. But you don't live here. That's fine. But if you live here, if you enjoy the freedoms that flag has provided you and all the people who died for it, and all the people who bled for it, guess what? Freedom isn't free, bitch. There's a price. And one of those prices is the eternal vigilance of never letting anyone fuck that up. I think you should be able to be proud of where you come from. I want to be proud of where I live. I don't want to be ashamed of where I live. I want to talk about the good things where I live. I want to talk about the freedoms we get to enjoy, not the freedoms that were taken away because someone decided everybody needed to jump on the Pfizer and Moderna bandwagon. I want to enjoy that freedom, not have it taken away, not have it censored, not have it stolen. I want to go and watch a movie and know they did the absolute best job they could. And they didn't hogtie themselves with bullshit. Perfect example of that, look at The Crow. The Crow, Loki? Yeah, go back and look at the 96 Crow. Absolutely stellar movie. Totally badass. Didn't have a lot of money to work with. But they did an absolutely bang up job. From the sets to the models of the city, all of it. Absolute insanity. They did an absolute wonderful job. Look how much more money they had for last year's Crow. And look what happened. Look what happened. Why? Because they took something that was beloved and cherished and held close, and they twisted it and turned it into something it was not. The very drug dealers that were in that first movie, the very people that were doing all that evil shit, guess what? Eric and her were doing the same thing. The movie starts out with them in rehab. Why? Because they didn't understand the fundamentals of the character. Eric Draven didn't do drugs. Eric Draven wasn't a bad person. Eric Draven didn't deal with that shit. Shelley Webster didn't either. That's why they were fighting where they were at. Because they were the people standing up saying no. Fight, fight, fight. And they couldn't have that, could they? They couldn't have that in a movie. So they made them weak needle pushers. You fundamentally fucked up, bro. You screwed it up. Why did you screw it up? Because you sacrificed it on the altar of bullshit. I will love the 1996 Crow till the day I die. Be one of my favorite movies of all time. Fire it up. Fire it up. I was like, holy shit, I feel like I'm in an Amway meeting. Really? I was like, damn, they're from Amway. It's only a couple people going to remember what that is, what Amway is. I will love that movie forever. I love Aliens. I don't care how crazy James Cameron gets. I will love Aliens. I love that movie. I love the original 300 movie. Even though Zack Snyder is a complete fucking loon that has completely gone off the deep end. And there's this giant Snyder bro thing happening. I'm like, I still love 300. I think 300 was a great movie. I think he just took too much from that and tried to recreate it in other films, and he screwed himself. Everything doesn't have to be slow-mo. In black and white. 96 Crow was fire. Literally. Yes, it was. I want to get back to talking about good movies. You know what I want? I want like, let's talk movies each week. I want to be excited again. I want to be excited about what's coming. I want to be excited because guess what? I'm not. I'm not excited about anything. I think the last thing I was excited about was Dune 2. And I was really fucking excited about that. I came out of the movie. I was like, it was great. I'm going to give it a 9. Except for Chani. Chani gets the point because they screwed up Chani. But there's more to it than that. I'd probably give it a 1 out of, or a 4 out of 5 now, which should be an 8. Probably give it an 8 now. Take another point off. Why? Because they absolutely positively threw a wrench in the Messiah by doing what they did. And do you know how they explain that? Well, because Kynes was a woman instead of a man. She never acclimated like the male version did. Basically, she never went native. So Chani was more metropolitan than the Chani in the book. That's how they explain that. I'm not kidding. It all comes down to the gender swap. So because her parent was gender swapped and you had a woman with apparently no like wife or husband or whatever, maybe she's the Kwisatz Haderach, the supreme being, the super baby. Because of that, her whole character turns into an uppity metropolitan bitch. Congratulations. You did it. By gender swapping one single character, you fucked up what would have otherwise been a 10. All because of this little rabbit hole you went down about how Chani would be different if Liet Kynes was a chick instead of a dude. Congratulations. Congratulations. All right, we're getting out of here. I want good entertainment. That's what I want. That's what you deserve, is good entertainment. You deserve good movies. You deserve good TV. You deserve good everything. That's what you deserve. You deserve this shit to be over. I hope it is. I really do. Because I want to start talking about things I really enjoyed and things I thought would kick ass. Let's make entertainment great again. Guys, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak, friend, enter. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great Taco Tuesday, everybody. Peace!
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.